Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 389. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Ahoy.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to episode 389 of the Gamecast. Whew. We've got some cool news to talk about today, which not leaked, but was released today. Big reveal tomorrow for it, but we'll get into that in all due time.
By the time you listen to it, you've already
heard this stuff. But we're going to talk about speculation, so you can go back and say, these guys were right, or these guys were a bunch of idiots. So we're talking about Spider-Man. So we're going to get into Spider-Man in a little bit. That's for the PS4 from Insomniac. All right. But first of all, we're going to kick it off with more microtransactions from EA. They're leaving games.
Or less microtransactions.
So EA is changing Shadow of War. If you don't know, that's the Lord of the Rings game that came out that was basically...
It did actually a lot better than we thought it was going to do.
It did very well.
Oh, yeah,
it did very well. But now they're saying they're going to remove microtransactions as support of their fans. This has been obviously out since... When did it come out? September?
August?
Maybe August.
It was
August.
I thought it was after... Destiny, no? Or was it before? It was right before Destiny.
It was right before.
That's right.
So it's been out for a while, and this change isn't coming until July, right? I think I read that this was coming out in July. But they're permanently removing microtransactions from the game, which I've read. Everything I heard about this game, that actually is what got me out of this, wanting to get this game at all, because people said that by the time you get to the end of the game, it becomes like a slog through like the microtransaction wait. So that was kind of big for me because it was on sale quite a bit during Black Friday, and I did not buy it because of that specific reason. So this is good? Continuing our conversation last week? I mean, is this a good thing?
Yeah.
Fans win?
Yeah, it's good. How is it not good?
Because they've made their money already. It's not like they're losing money on removing these microtransactions now. They hit their whales already. They've caught them all.
Mm-hmm. Well, what does it matter? Like, why is it here? I don't. Yeah.
Like,
it's good for the consumer.
Are you
trying to punish people, or are you trying to have things better for the consumer?
No, I'm trying to say, is this the new trend from EA, or is this just?
Well, I thought Shadow of War was WB.
Oh, was it? I'm sorry, WB. I thought it was EA.
No.
Didn't they publish it?
So.
Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Warner Brothers. They don't have much. I mean, they got Mortal Kombat, and they got Injustice, and they have this.
Is this a growing trend, though, in the market? Are we going to start seeing less microtransactions now? Are we going to see more?
I would think so, especially
if... It's just anomalies right now?
You don't think this has anything to do with the Battlefront controversy?
No, I think this is because they've made their money.
So why is it a bad thing, though?
It's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Oh, the market will be closed for good on July 18th, for those wondering, for the game. The changes will go effect on May 8th, though. So you can no longer purchase gold with real world money. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, like, is this going to be a good trend, or is this just, not really, this is nothing. They're just doing it because, they've heard enough flack from people now, and they're like, okay, now we'll take them out because we've made our money.
Yeah.
Tony sees it that way. I see it that way too.
I don't.
I mean,
do you guys honestly think this is a direct reaction to fans? Like the way they acted about it?
I don't think.
Yes, I don't think they would have bothered with this game that's, relatively speaking, small scale game in the scheme of things, that they would bother with is at this time if there wasn't this big hubbub over Battlefront 2. I think there's no way they would have done this otherwise. Because why would they? Like you said, no one was talking about this before. They weren't getting negative press. The game came out. They made their money as much as they could with this relatively small market. So now you're trying to get more people into this and be a good guy in the view of the general public by piggybacking on the bigger issue that was started with the Battlefront 2 fiasco. So I don't see how they're not
part of that. I also think, like, we could do this and get the game back into the news. And
that's exactly what it is. It's like, oh, look. We're going to buy a lot of goodwill because we're removing microtransactions.
Yes, but they're doing it probably because of what they saw what happened with Battlefront 2.
Why? It doesn't have like a huge multiplayer component. It's not supposed to be games as a service.
No, it's already
not
done.
Like pay to win.
It's done its run.
If it is pay to win, you're just paying to win for yourself.
It's done its run. It's not in charts or anything anymore. It's
and that's what I'm saying. It's more about getting it back into the zeitgeist, getting it into the news, getting people talking about it. Yeah. I think that's the purpose here, and it's succeeding.
All right, because we haven't talked about it since it came out. So
exactly.
I don't know if we talked about it when it came out.
Made our podcast. Well, we did.
Exactly. We talked about it because we were surprised that it was number one on MPD.
Yeah. All right. PSVR gets a permanent price drop to $299. Talk about something that's not on people's radar anymore.
Did it get any games to go with it?
There's no games for that.
Apparently,
we've already talked about this.
Doom.
There are no games for that. They're only experiences. It's like very minor parts of very minor sections of games that they give you, and they're just experiences. If they made games for this, like that were full involved games, I think it would be kind of cool. I like the technology.
Do you though? Like, do you want like? Do you think you could handle that? Like as a?
Isn't that what they want us to do? Isn't that the purpose of the product? I mean, yes, I do want that.
I'm very curious now that I've played like a PC like VR, like how PSVR compares.
It's not as good.
It's not as good.
I know.
I got to play the HTC
what does that
with
mean?
Tony. Remember we played that with that? That was far better than PSVR.
It means that you get sick quicker, Mike. It means that the experience is not going to be as good long term, like longer sessions. You can't do it because it's like, imagine like watching HD Yankee game and then having to go to standard definition. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like you're straining to see things happening on screen.
Yeah.
So you're getting tired easier, faster, and then the motion sickness.
If the frame rate doesn't hold, you get motion sickness. We talked about that.
So, but as far as VR goes, like and you asked this question before on the Discord, Tony's, I think that there's a future for it, and I do think that there's a lot of applications for VR.
I think education. Gaming. I think education. Yeah.
Besides gaming, but it's just the gaming part of it. It's just not ready yet, and I do think it will get there, just not yet.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I still think the best application in gaming would be more of like a physical arcade space for something like this. But that's
maybe. I just think that like for me, I would get these products out to the education sections of things and into medical and everything like that, just to get it out there. Kind of what they did with computers, get them out there, and then you have the explosion of computer
games.
You can do like
a virtual surgery as a doctor. I mean,
but by getting them out there, like that's how you get your interest developed, and that's when you start making your VR games. But you don't do VR games first, and that's what I think the problem is. You're doing these experiences right now that are just some of them are cool, but they last like an hour or two, and it's like.
Well, I think the other thing is like these companies that are behind it are the ones at the forefront of trying to get this technology more, on the user side of things, and not necessarily these big corporations trying to use it to better themselves. Yeah. It's like, hey, well, I can make this and have it be consumer friendly, but it's not really.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's now $299. So we'll expect to see it cheaper because
I might it's been $299 if it ever gets to like $150.
Yeah. It might be okay at $150. Tinker around the Batcave for a little more. Yeah. So it's now $299. I would expect to see it on the market then because it was already $299 for a while for most people. You'll probably see it for $250 actually in the stores. So, but all right. Let's see. We're gonna leave the Spider-Man news till after we gotten into what we've been up to, but we'll talk about my favorite holiday, April Fool's. Is it even a holiday? It's not. It did happen to fall on a holiday this year. It happened to fall on Easter Sunday. I stay away from the news that day entirely. I just hate it. I don't like April Fool's jokes. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I say this every year. I'm almost certain I said this the podcast after April 1st last year.
You cry about it a lot.
Mm-hmm. I do. I'm consistent.
No, but I don't know. I mean, Mother Nature played an April Fool's prank on us.
It did
this year.
Yeah, she did definitely. I had a snow day, so on a month and April 2nd. Pretty crazy.
I had like 7 inches here or something.
Yeah,
like that.
We had about 6 inches here.
Yeah.
I mean, we were in the same town. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're up on the mountain. Down. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, anyways, the April Fool's pranks. I just thought you'd list some of your favorites there. Guys, did anybody check out it? So I know Corey.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's hilarious because I like to see what people can come up with as far as like how innovative can they be, and some companies put a lot of like, thought and a lot of
What was Blizzard's? What was Blizzard's this year?
Oh man, I can't think of Blizzard's at the moment.
I don't know that they did.
Don't they usually do one? Like they're like the bigger ones that do that, aren't they?
They usually have a pretty good one too. Like they usually have a video or something. Yeah. I know like League of Legends had a video.
I know. The only one I enjoyed last year, was Netflix's with Will Arnett just talking to the toaster and the microwave. what are they going to do there? You just make comments. It was great. So this year they did Seth Rogen. Yeah, they acquired Seth Rogen, which I thought was dumb. So I didn't like it this year.
Google Maps did Where's Waldo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. So I don't know. I just not for me. It's not for me.
I enjoyed
Shovel
Lane
Knight
Pro.
64.
I enjoyed Lane Pro
Lane
from
Pro.
GamePro back in the day.
Yeah.
There was actually a really good one on the game's Reddit, just by a user who did the Cyberpunk 2077 review thread.
Oh,
and
I
he
saw that. I did see that.
He did all these reviews and comments on the reviews and pulled quotes from the reviews and stuff.
I actually I went into that Reddit and I saw that part and I clicked on that, and that's when I realized it was April 1st, and I'm like, I'm off the news for the rest of the day. So
Wow.
That was the first one I clicked on.
That was hilarious, man.
It was great.
The guy
Whatever.
put so much effort
He spent
into
a lot of
everything.
effort.
And, like,
I knew it was a joke. I knew it was a joke to begin with, but that reminded me that it was April Fool's, and I'm like, I'm off the news the rest of the day.
I thought that was a great one, and it was just some user who put just so much effort into it, and had instead of easy allies, would call it uneasy allies, and instead of destructoid, it was constructoid instead. So it was pretty good. And then I thought the Mummy remastered was pretty funny, just because I would actually like to see that game with the full way forward art style. That would be pretty cool.
Any other good pranks you guys saw?
And there's one I remember, which is more along the lines of the types that you don't like, Jim, which is the classic. I think it was EGM that did Sonic and Tails and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, those are legitimate reporting, and then they, it's something that actually could happen. And
yeah, so everyone thought there was a way to unlock them. People went crazy, and it's like, oh no, that's just a April Fool's prank. Sorry, world.
I did hear a little bit of rumors for the Smash Brothers game. At least, is that real? Or was that April Fool's? More third parties. Expect a lot of third party characters in Smash Brothers.
I don't know.
I don't know where you read that. I really doubt it.
Okay, I don't know it was the day before. It was March 31st.
Yeah, but it's probably April 1st in Japan or some shit.
Yeah, it could be. So this is why. What the hell's the point? We lost.
Don't believe anything.
We've lost.
I don't understand.
Yeah, just have fun with it.
You're an old man, dude.
We've lost. We've lost 2
Get
days.
off my lawn.
2 days. 2 days of news that you can't trust anymore.
Yeah.
It's
not new. I don't think of it
365
as
days of
news.
news that
No,
you
I
can't
just think of
trust
it as
anymore.
Like,
It's the internet,
let's see
Jim.
what people are doing and how creative they are. Because again, like, it's all about who's being creative and what's out. That's what I look for. It's just the creativity. Like some like stupid ones like Halo Battle Royale or whatever. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
really?
There's
Like there was so many like, oh, this Battle Royale and this Battle Royale. Like, you gotta put a little more effort in, guys.
Yeah. All right. I've heard that. All right, so let's get into what we've been up to, and then we'll go talk about Spider-Man real quick. We don't have a lot to talk about Spider-Man, but we can do some theories. So, Corey, kick us off. What have you been up to?
Actually, I have been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
How far?
I only got like an hour and a half, maybe.
It's not hooked me. It's 8 hours in. I'm like, it's not hooked me.
So far, it's been pretty good, and I did try it docked because I have that controller now, and then I tried it like in handheld mode, and the graphics do take a pretty big hit.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate because I plan on playing it mostly in the handheld mode, and so now like I shouldn't have docked it because now I know what it could look like.
Yeah.
But so far so good, and I just been like not been able to get down to like play games on my consoles really that much this past few weeks, so this is a good one that I can kind of just get into a little bit more meaty game and get like a full console experience in a handheld situation here. So we've been enjoying it. I'm like I said, I'm only like an hour and a half in, and
yeah, it's like nothing.
I'm going out on my first mission with my crew, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just got paid $100,000 or gold, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna send 90 of it back. I'm like, what the hell, man?
I know, right? You're like, wait, what? Is this real? It's like,
yeah,
it's real. It's like, oh, but you send most of it. Yeah, what the fuck? Did you download the latest patch? Because it just came out.
I'm on 1.3.1.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked that. I did check to see if there are any updates.
Yeah, because I
did wait too to make sure. I was like, all right, let me just wait until it gets a little more quality of life stuff going on because of the people saying. So I think this is a good point to jump in on it.
Yeah, absolutely, I would say so.
And I did leave the English voices because I want to see how I kind of want to see. Like, I'm very curious how bad it gets, but I actually don't mind any of the voices except the main character.
The main character, right? Like, that's what it is. The other characters sound fine, but the main character, it's so bad.
Yeah, he's really bad. Yeah.
You're like, where are you from? Like, what? Like, I don't get it. So, if he was just a little bit better, I think some of the characters are pretty good, actually, the voices. So.
Yeah. I followed the Pyra's voice actor on Twitter.
Hmm?
And she's British, and I was asking her, actually, I was like, hey, like, did you guys get to record in, like, the same studio or anything? She's like, no, unfortunately not. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine
you can't
it's
play
like,
off of your...
Yeah, exactly. It's like, here's a script, and just read these lines in what you think the other characters, like, how
you have a director, at least, but at the same time, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Because, like, everybody else sounds fine, then he's just like, it's like... Dude, like, is that how you scream? Like, that's how, like, a cartoon character screams. Like,
yeah.
So we'll see how long it takes for me to really get pulled into it. 'Cause, I mean, I'm curious with Jim falling off on it, but then you went through it all the way through, Tony. So I'll see. We'll see. I definitely like what I've been.
I know that with
far.
with the history I know. Did you ever finish Persona 5?
I haven't been able to.
Did you did Zelda at all?
I didn't play Zelda at all.
You're not sticking with this.
I'll
make a bold prediction here.
Yeah, no, I definitely can understand that because I have not finished. There's a lot of games I'm not.
I understand the draw for the fans of this games and stuff, but like for me, there's a lot of tutorial. It's still like 8 hours in. I'm like, I can't. It's like there's no hook for me. I'm like the story's okay, but it's not like amazing, and the gameplay's okay, but again, I don't really think it's that great. So
yeah.
If you're a fan of the series, I understand. Like you've gotten it, and that helps you get through.
It's so polarizing. That's what makes me so curious too, because you see like one post saying like, "This is the worst game ever," and then the next post, "This is the best game ever." And it's like I'm very curious where this lands. So
it's definitely one of those things where like by the end of the game, it's completely different from the beginning of the game. I kind of laugh because thinking back how I struggled on some of the earlier boss fights or whatever, I'm just like, man, like, what was I doing? Because, like, if you have the stuff that you have at the end of the game, you're just like, you're nothing to me. You're nothing. You're nothing.
The other thing that I'm a little worried about is if I do, like, this game definitely seems like I need to kind of stick with it. If I take a break, I'm going to, like, not remember things, and it's going to be hard to get back into it. That's what
I've run into right now. And it's, like, it's really tough because I've run into that, and you forget. There's certain gameplay features you have to remember. And it's like I don't know if I could even get back into it now. I've had like two weeks off entirely of playing that, so it's like and I've played other games, so it's like I don't know. That's the problem. So
well, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it a good shot at least.
Cool.
We'll see.
All right,
because I mean, it's really the only big meaty game I have on Switch. Everything else is like those indie stuff and So we'll see.
All right, Mike.
I went back to a little more Injustice and even Battlefront. I'm noticing in Battlefront now that there are a few people who are like fully leveled up in a certain thing already now, like which I didn't see before this update too much. So now people are just like, wow, I actually can just specialize and be like godly in a certain thing, and it's interesting. But it's all right. And then I played some more Rocket League, and I think their April Fool's prank was changing all like,
was that, like,
chat.
Real, or was it a glitch?
I'm not sure.
They muted all chat, right, or something
but
like that.
It changed after the like day turned over, so I think it was probably a
deliberate.
Prank. Yeah. So there's the auto chat in Rocket League, and that was still there. But if you wrote like anything else, like even GG, it would just come up like asterisks as if you were swearing. So that was interesting, I guess. But
there was a Rocket League patch for Switch, 60 frames per second.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Just came out.
I can't believe how long I've been playing Rocket League, but like I still every now and then like it's just fun to go back to. Then I get sucked into like competition, and it just keeps going and going.
Yeah. No, I mean it's one of those games that it's like for me, with like Overwatch, you can just hop right back into it and
games as a service. Woo!
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even as a service, really. It's just like it's a game that has longevity because people still love to play it.
Right. Well, I mean, obviously the core gameplay, but I mean, the reason I think it retains a lot of that is because there's always new stuff coming out, whether it's cosmetic stuff, whether it's
and they are supporting
seasons.
It with like updates as far as like if this game never got touched after, and it's just like, hey, here's a new character, and it never was updated along the way, like that would be a problem too.
No, but yeah, and like seasons and rank, like just throw that in, and that helps. I'm platinum in Rocket League now. I'm like, I don't know what that means so much, but I'm glad I'm that and not like silver.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing that Destiny like totally whiffed on is like, let's get a ranked system in there, but then let's not really do that at all. Like people want ranked playlists in Destiny, and they've been asking for it for like 3 years, and it's still not there.
I mean, it's a way to just like, with very minimal actual work from the developers, to just make it feel like progression, even if it kind of isn't.
Oh, speaking of like progression and progression lists, I did play Sea of Thieves a little more, and
nice.
Oh boy,
it's one of those things. Yeah, it is just a big chat room to have fun with friends, and there's nothing else to it.
Yeah, there's like I heard they're the first legendary pirate, and he like basically did nothing in the game but just joined people's games, and that's how he became a legendary pirate. Mm-hmm. He actually didn't do anything in the game; they just gave him stuff, and he just leveled up that way.
There you go.
He's a streamer on Twitch, and he just kept joining more and more games and didn't actually do anything himself. He did nothing because people watched the streams, and he became the first legendary pirate. So
sounds like something that might happen in real life. Yeah.
Just like do nothing.
All reputation.
Yeah. So, I'll get into what I've been up to before Tony. I guess I finished up Shadow of the Colossus. Finished that game.
Is that the first time you played that game?
First time I've ever played that game.
Okay.
So it was good. Really. No, actually, I didn't at all.
Not even when. No.
I know. I liked the ending a lot, though. I thought it was a really awesome ending. I even liked how you could try to fight it at the end there, and it didn't matter. As you just try, and it didn't matter.
I'm a little surprised you liked the ending.
I did.
Knowing.
I kind of had a feeling what was happening. I had a feeling what was happening. Anyways.
Just based off of your feelings towards certain endings in Japanese anime.
But that.
I figured you would hate it.
No, it was pretty predictable what was happening. I already kind of knew what was happening with the story. It's very predictable, that part.
No, I'm just I'm glad you liked it, because I think it's one of those things. Like it has to be the way it is, but I know you don't like those. No,
that's what it was for. He had a purpose. It was a purpose.
But you don't. I mean,
the only thing I didn't like, the only sad part was like, they're trying to keep it vague if nobody's finished it, because I just finished it the first time. But mild spoilers for a 10-year-old game right now, 15-year-old game. The girl by herself at the end. That's the sad part. But
gotcha.
So, but yeah, so I finished that, and then I started Ni no Kuni 2.
Okay.
Really much different combat this time around. It's an action RPG, which is cool, and it's very fluid and smooth, and it really looks. I really love the way the game looks itself, and it's got that same Ni no Kuni charm. It's still got that charm to it, even though this is done by a different team entirely. It still has that vibe. It's like it's doesn't seem to be.
Look.
It doesn't have the same
characters.
It doesn't have the same beginning, which was what really was like. Oh my god, in the beginning of that first game, but it still has some mystery to it, and it has a beginning, obviously, but not like the same.
The impact of it.
Not the same impact.
See, that game, I've heard everybody that's played that says it's like such a disappointment from the first one.
No, I've liked it so far. I think it's. I liked it so far.
I heard that people are saying it's too easy.
It is. It is very easy. I'm 2 hours in, and it's been very easy. So.
2 hours already. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So. I had a day off yesterday. I got to play a couple hours.
It's funny though. Like I could see like that combat being pretty simplistic compared to like what I'm dealing with right now with Xenoblade. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
But I like that. I like that about the game. Like I can enjoy the game as long as the story's interesting and stays and the characters are interesting. Then I'm good. Okay. But we'll see.
Yeah, I had that on pre-order and I actually canceled it. And you mentioned last week you forgot to, and then I was like, oh yeah, I actually canceled mine because I just don't see myself getting to it anytime soon, just based off of the fact that I still have tons of stuff to play on
console.
Yeah.
So that's it for me, really. Tony?
Again, like I said on the movie cast, I was at Anime Boston, but I did get to play a new game, which was Blaze Blue Cross Battle.
Cool.
Nice.
They had a demo unit there, which was pretty cool.
Persona characters in that.
Persona characters, Ruby characters, Under Night or what? I forget the other like, anime or fighting game series, but it's pretty cool. It's fun. It definitely has that like Marvel vs. Capcom feel in it because like you can tag characters in and out, obviously, and you could tell that because Arc System Works, like, they just do a great job of. I mean, they just did the adaptation for Dragon Ball Fighters. Yeah, but you could just tell that they love the source material. Yeah. Fun fact, actually, the reason that Ruby characters are in this game is because Arc Systems, like the president or whatever, loves Ruby so much. He actually approached him and was like, hey, we want to do like a fighting game with the characters. And they're like, sure, like why not? And stuff like that. And there's actually a really funny character intro if you pick Ragna, who's the main character of Blaze Blue, the red guy, like red outfitted guy with a giant sword, and Ruby herself. At the beginning of the match, she just like fangirls over him because she likes red and he's all red and stuff like that. And it's like just like small attention to detail, and then just the fact that you can find comparisons from the anime like to her moveset and just be like, it looks like they just straight up lifted it out and stuff like that. And character's really fun. Just had a lot of interesting things with them. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably get that. I think it's June release. So
cool.
Come on,
nice. Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much
it.
That's it.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, did you just real quick? Did you guys see that the team that was behind Final Fantasy 15 has got his own development studio now within Square Enix called Luminous something?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 money starting to pay off.
Yeah, so they're going to be working on all new AAA IPs.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh, cool.
So no Final Fantasy 15 2, I hope.
Nah, that'd be
because it doesn't sound like they're doing any Final Fantasy.
We don't need another 15-year development.
No,
cycle.
actually. Well, the thing is, I mean, it wasn't even like they were working on something else. It's like, hey, we need you to turn this game into something that you didn't want. So I like that actually because I mean, a lot of it I can attribute to Nomura just being a fuck. Because you look at him and you look at how Final Fantasy Versus and like all that shit turned out. You look at Kingdom Hearts 3. It's just like, bro, like, whatever you're doing, you're fucking it up. Like, legitimately, you're fucking this shit up. And Square Enix can't afford that. They need another studio that can produce quality AAA titles on a timely fashion. So I hope their next game, like with all the lessons learned from Final Fantasy 15, I hope they get an original IP or at least one that they can kind of just do.
Sounds like they're doing original or something new. So
exactly. So I'm very, very interested in what that team can put together next time.
Okay,
definitely.
Cool. All right, let's talk about Spider-Man, guys.
Yay!
Last minute movie
Game Informer cover.
We had the Alex Ross artwork on the Game Informer cover for the new Spider-Man game coming for PS4. So tomorrow, actually, when you're listening to this, they're going to have revealed already the game's release date, right?
Yeah, so the digital version of Game Informer will be released on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. I'll have it. Cool.
By the time you're listening to this.
By the time because this gets released on Wednesday. So we record this Tuesday nights and then so we put it up on Wednesday afternoon, and so we are guessing and predicting some things that are going to be revealed in the in this issue. We don't know, but obviously you guys will know before us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll know. So yeah, what do you guys? I like the quick trailer they had for it, the little interview of the Insomniac crew. But what do you guys think? What are we looking at here for the release date? What do you guys? Just give a prediction each year.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna get to my calendar out because
that's what I'm gonna do too. I'm actually doing that.
We have May, which is this is gonna have a month. Game Informer is gonna have a month of coverage. Their May issues, so it's not May. Definitely not May.
It's not May.
So I'm guessing we're looking end of June.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the 26th.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with July.
Okay.
And I'm thinking August.
Give me a date, Tony.
This is a fun one here.
Let me see.
Spider-Man release date.
Does Sony release games on Tuesday or Friday?
Tuesday,
So
but
it's
the
the 20th.
trends, don't forget, is Fridays now. A lot of people are doing
It
Fridays.
is?
Yeah.
I'll say
no model.
I'll say first week of July. So because like the July 3rd is the Tuesday. It's like right before July 4th. I think it just. Yeah.
July 3rd, and then, 2nd or 3rd. I'm going to give you that. Corey, you said what?
The 26th of June.
June 26th. Mike?
And I think they're still going to avoid the dead of summer, so I see like 3rd or 4th week of August.
You're going that late. August.
Say 21, Mike, or 28.
Sure.
21. Yeah, that's 21. I'm going to go with full month coverage. I was around June 22nd. I'm going to go July 13th, though.
Oh, you're pushing it way back.
You fucking Price is Right in me. You fucking asshole. Fuck you.
No, Price is Right would have been like, oh, take the dollar. So I would have thought
no.
Tomorrow.
No, I think it's a good weekend. It looks like a good weekend to do that. I think it's going to be a Friday.
No, Price is Right when it's like, I guess $500. It's like, I guess
501.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. Like, honestly, I just
That is
wish
the fucking-
somebody would just like
Punch
be
somebody.
like, you motherfuckers, just like seriously start a fight. Like, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
My
this is gonna
thinking
be-
here is that they want to have this full month of coverage, but they don't want the release date to be way out there, like August. They want to have it come out pretty soon after.
I think August is pretty soon after, especially for a game people were expecting to be like.
Not necessarily, because
Full on
the
fall
issue
first.
is coming out now. This is a May issue that's coming out in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have 2 months before we got their actual release, is what I'm saying.
Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like that this game, they're pushing it up a little bit to get to even August.
Are they pushing it up? I mean,
Well, I think.
no idea where it's at. They haven't said anything about its progress. And
I would
this
say-
game has been in production and development for like
It's
3
it's
years.
definitely at the very latest September. I cannot see them pushing it back
I think it's summer.
into Red Dead 2.
I think it's early summer.
I can't see them.
Yeah, no,
can't see
I
them
definitely think it's going to be July at the latest. But like
Yeah.
I said, June 26th. I'm pushing the end of June here. I'm like,
I could see that. I could see
What
that.
happens if it
very
has a
close.
release date around where you guys are and it gets delayed until August?
Oh, that'll be fine. Then you win that one. Yeah. I mean, I think
we're
that's
talking
the
about
case.
actual releases. So,
No,
but-
well, yeah, I guess so. That's fine.
but
I mean, it can still get delayed.
At
You're
the
right.
same time, yeah, I mean, it could absolutely still get delayed. But at the same time, we're also predicting the day that like, the release date they're gonna announce here, and it's gonna be before E3.
Yeah.
If they're saying release date now, right? If Game Informer is going to actually have the release date in their issue tomorrow, or when you guys are listening to this, there's no way it's coming out after E3, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, that's when you showcase the game. Yes, I think it does come
because
out.
otherwise
after
they would have been like, oh no, guess what, guys? E3, this Spider-Man's coming out August something. That's why I don't think it's August, Mike.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's true. That's true, Corey. All
Like
right.
I said, I don't want to see Spider-Man.
Do we?
The Sony press conference again? I'm
Okay.
tired of seeing it there. I want to play it.
Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be playable this year, at least. It'll be near done. It should be. So, Game Informer's
Oh
playable.
man, imagine if it was at PAX East. That would be.
Oh, I know, right? Like
That'd be
it
cool.
would be pretty fucking awesome. It's weird. I don't know. Microsoft showing up to E3 or PAX East. I don't.
Really? I figure they're there. But
I mean, I'm sure they're there, but like I don't know if they're.
they never have a big booth
Right.
anyways there. Like they have like 3 games out and it's wide open, but it's always that.
Always games that get already out though.
Yeah,
It's
like-
like, this game was out last month here.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, I'm excited because actually Nintendo's showing off a lot of indie stuff. Dead Cells is going to be playable for the first time on Switch.
Yay.
Travis Strikes Again is going to be playable.
Oh, cool.
This weekend, so that's going to be pretty cool. Looking forward to both of those and
Cool.
whatnot.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up 389 of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. Write us podcast at allycangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allycangeek. Like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make a comment about the release date. Let us know what you think when you get it tomorrow.
Yeah, and I put up a Ninja Turtles Injustice video
Oh, cool.
on our YouTube
Nice.
channel.
Cool. Well, there we go. We got a new video. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing, and see you next week.